Good evening. I am Remonda Baptiste, and I am here to orate the speech Whisper of AIDS by Mary Fisher. This speech was delivered at the Republican National Convention in Houston, Texas on August 19, 1992. I was inspired by this speech because I admire Ms. Fisher, who is HIV positive and whose strong message exhibits her courage, her bravery, her ability to endure, and most importantly, her message is still relevant for our society today. Less than 3 months ago, at platform hearings in Salt Lake City, I asked the Republican Party to lift the shroud of silence which has been draped over the issue of HIV and AIDS. I have come tonight to bring our silence to an end. I bear a message of challenge, not self-congratulation. I want your attention, not your applause. I would never have asked to be HIV positive, but I believe that in all things there is a purpose, and I stand before you and before the nation gladly. The reality of AIDS is brutally clear. 200,000 Americans are dead or dying. 1 million more are infected. Worldwide, 40 million, 60 million, or 100 million infections will be counted in the coming few years. But despite science and research, White House meetings and congressional hearings, despite good intentions and bold initiatives, campaign slogans, and hopeful promises, it is, despite it all, the epidemic which is winning tonight. In the context of an election year, I ask you here in this great hall, or listening in the quiet of your homes, to recognize that AIDS is not a political creature. It does not care whether you are Democrat or Republican. It does not ask whether you are black or white, male or female, gay or straight, young or old. Tonight, I represent an AIDS community whose members have been reluctantly drafted from every segment of American society. Though I am female and contracted this disease in marriage and enjoy the warm support of my family, I am one with the lonely gay man sheltering a flickering candle from the cold wind of his family's rejection. This is not a distant threat. It is a present danger. We may take refuge in our stereotypes, but we cannot hide there long, because HIV asks only one thing of those it attacks. Are you human? And this is the right question. Are you human? Because people with HIV have not entered some alien state of being. They are human. My call to the nation is a plea for awareness. If you believe you are safe, you are in danger. Because I was not hemophiliac, I was not at risk. Because I was not gay, I was not at risk. Because I did not inject drugs, I was not at risk. HIV marches resolutely towards AIDS in more than 1 million homes, littering its pathway with the bodies of the young. Young men, young women, young parents, and young children. One of the families is mine. I ask no more of you than I ask of myself or of my children. To the millions who are grieving, who are frightened, who have suffered the ravages of AIDS firsthand, have courage. and you will find support. To the millions who are strong, I issue this plea. Set aside prejudice and politics to make room for compassion and sound policy. To my children, I make this pledge. I will not give in, Zachary, because I draw my courage from you. Your silly giggle gives me hope. Your gentle prayer gives me strength. And you, my child, give me the reason to say to America, you are at risk. And I will not rest, Max, until I have done all that I can to make your world safe. I will seek a place where intimacy is not the prelude to suffering. I will not hurry to leave you, my children. But when I go, I pray that you will not suffer shame on my account. To all within the sound of my voice, I appeal. Learn with me the lessons of history and of grace, so that my children will not be afraid to say the word AIDS when I am gone. Then, their children and yours may not need to whisper it at home. God bless the children, and God bless us all. Good night.